Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. TJ here for 2021 Strong. Just let you know that this is the last class for this particular, session. So you will see a different class next Wednesday, which will be group cycling. Well, during the middle of the day. All right. So for today, you just need a medium set of dumbbells and then a heavier set if you have them. But let's warm up, all right? So just bringing the knee into the chest and just kind of stretching out and warming up and try not to lose your balance like I about did. Awesome. So we're just doing a few of these. All right, and so now let's grab our foot. And so again, you could just sit into a chair if you feel like your balance wasn't the best, and you could just cross and then just lean into it. So like a figure four. We're just sitting and leaning and stretching out the glute or the muscles in the back of your hip. Nice job. All right, so let's get the upper body warmed up a little bit. And so just making small arm circles, but getting bigger and bigger as you go back. And now let's go forward, small arm circles, getting bigger and bigger as we're moving forward. All right, so now let's bring the arm, where you're crossing one over the other. So just feeling the stretch through the front of the chest and then through the back. Job. All right, so let's just stretch out the hamstrings really quick. And so it's just pretty much like mid-calf or ankle or toe, depending on how far you could reach without rounding your back too much. So not rounding the back. I don't feel the stretch as much through the back of the leg with the back that's curved versus a back that is flat. All right, okay. So let's get started. So there's gonna be lots of sets of various things that we are doing today. So let's start up, still kind of warming up the legs at least. So feet shoulder width apart. And I'm gonna turn just slightly just so you see what I'm doing. So sitting back into your squat. So feet shoulder width apart. Bracing the core. Sitting back to where like my knee or my elbows would touch my knees with my hip pushed back. And then pushing through my whole foot. Nice job. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. So I'll tell you what's next. So now we're going to take a wider stance with our squat. So wider than shoulders. And we're going to do the same thing. Ready? Go. So when we start incorporating the weight, you can either grab a dumbbell and you can hold it close to your heart or your chest and hold it here. If you still feel like you're kind of warming up the legs, since this is only set number 2. So still sitting back into it, still engaging the core. and just making sure that the upper body is about 45 degrees and not completely bent over like so. 3, 2, 1. All right, shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. All right, so the next one that we're going to do is we're going to go feet narrow. So pretty much where they're almost touching. This one is a little more tricky just because it requires a little more balance and stability. And you're kind of like on one point versus like your feet apart is 2 points of contact. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. So feet together. Now, if you have your dumbbells in hand, you would hold them here. But when you start including those dumbbells, it might feel a little shaky. So you just want to take your time. Excellent. So still pushing that hip back. Working through the glutes, working through the quads or the front of the leg. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So the next one, just to show you, is the plie squat. We've done this one a few times. So wide stance, but turn your feet out just a little bit and working through the inner thigh. So I'll grab one of my dumbbells. And so I'm just going to hold it right here, kind of down, and I'm just kind of cupping it. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So making sure that the knees are going the same direction as your toes. Nice job, working the inner thigh, squeeze through the glutes at the top. Awesome. 3, 2, 1. All right. So shake it out, shake, shake, shake. So we're hitting different parts of the leg by doing different angles or different stances of that squat. All right. So we're going to do a couple more, but it's going to revert back to what we just did, just to include our dumbbells. All right, so we're going to go back to a regular stance with our squat. All right, so feet shoulder width apart. Like I said, sitting back into it. So sit back and go. So really bracing the core this time now that you have a weight in your hand. And you could still do the one where you're holding it close to your heart right here. If you just wanted to do one dumbbell versus 2. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, put it down, put it down. So we got one more. I wasn't joking about all the sets with all the leg stuff. So that next one is standing with feet wide, but pointing straight ahead, okay? And again, this one, you could go one dumbbell and then just sit back into it. Make sure that the knees are going the same direction as the toes. Ready? Last one, go. After this, we'll get a drink of water. We'll move on to the next one. Keep breathing. Again, form is important. Just don't forget what it is you're doing. Sometimes in that motion where you just kind of keep going through the movement, you start to like kind of zone out a little bit. Just focus. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Put it down and get a drink of water. All right. So for the next one, we're going to do back. So this one will have different things that we're doing. So let's start with the lighter set of dumbbells to start. All right. Actually put those dumbbells down for a second. Just kind of get the understanding of this exercise. Think of like a snow angel, like if you're lying down in the snow and you're moving your arms, not so much your legs this time. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So reverse snow angel. So squeezing through the muscles and the back side around the shoulder blade, keeping the shoulder blade flat up against the back, and trying to keep the arms straight. Sometimes when you start to get tired, you start to kind of bend your elbows. Still works as long as you're able to keep your shoulder blades flat up against your back and keep doing that motion. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So we're going to move on to the next one, and I'll show you first. We did this one once before, and it's where your hands are together, you're bent at your hip, and you're making the letter T with your upper body. All right, and so we're working the muscles of the upper back into the back of the shoulder. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So when you bring it down, only come down to about shoulder's width with your hands. Squeeze between your shoulder blades up the top. Good job. So working the upper back, working the back of the shoulders. Working the back of the shoulders will help with the posture and pulling those shoulders back. So we're sitting nice and tall versus slightly rounded forward. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So shake it out, shake, shake, shake. All right, this is where we'll grab our dumbbell or our dumbbells. All right, so we're going to do a bent over row. All right, so bent from the hip, hands are facing each other with the dumbbells in hand, pulling up, squeezing between your shoulder blades as you bring the elbow up by your side. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Excellent job. So still keeping the core engaged, belly button drawn towards your spine, and pulling with the elbows by your side. Squeeze between your shoulder blades here. Great job. So hands are facing each other in this exercise. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So you could use your medium pair of dumbbells or your heavier pair of dumbbells when doing this. We're going about 30 seconds on. And so for the next one that we're going to do, I'll just move a little heavier. All right, so this time, same sort of row, except for this time the hands are going to face out. So facing out, away from the body, and pulling it back, just like we did with the last one. All right. So feet shoulder width apart, bend from the hip. 3, 2, 1, go. Great job. Keep going. So really, again, pulling those elbows up by your side. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. If it starts getting tired back through the back of the shoulder, you can either lighten the weight or just drop the weight and keep going. And keep squeezing between your shoulder blades. 3, 2, 1. All right, rest. All right, okay. So for the next one that we're going to do, I want you to lighten the weight because we're going to go upright row. All right, so working again the muscles of the upper back. And so this is where your dumbbells are now going to, your hands are going to face behind you, feet are shoulder width apart, and you're going to pull and down. All right, so pulling up just to right below the chest line, and then back down. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. So keeping the core engaged, pulling the elbows or keeping the elbows above the weight as you're doing it. And try not to shrug your shoulders into your neck. So keeping the shoulders down, but only pulling as far up before that motion happens. All right, so working the upper back. Standing tall. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right. So we're going to do 2 more. And those are going to be the first 2 that we did the first time without the weight. So I would definitely suggest your medium weight or no weight at all, just because I wouldn't try it with a harder weight. The form would not be the best. All right, so we're going to go snow angel, if you remember that one. So feet shoulder width apart, grabbing your dumbbells or no dumbbells, and then keeping the arms straight with the shoulder blades flat up against the back. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. Standing tall. Trying to make sure that both arms are straight. Like I said, you can do this with a bent arm, just as long as both arms are bent and not one, and the other one is straight. This one can be pretty brutal just because kind of start feeling it through your neck and then you have to break for a bit. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. All right. Like I said, when I start doing this, I start feeling it through my neck. That's why I really suggest the lighter weight or no weight. All right. Okay, so for that next one, remember we did the T with our body. So where you bend from your hip with your lighter weight or no weight, you're going to bring it out to the side. Okay, last one right here. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. So it's important to keep those shoulder blades flat up against the back again and again. Bring the hands down to where there's space, and then bringing it up, and just really try to like do the lift without swinging, where you're really doing this, especially if there's no control of the weight on the way down. 3, 2, 1. All right, stop right there. Okay, get a drink of water, and we're going to move on to the back of the leg. All right. So for the leg one, for the back of the leg, the hamstrings, the first one we're going to do is single leg. And if you have good balance, great. If it's a little shaky, especially in the morning, you know, it's just best to keep the back toe touching the floor. So slight bend that I have in my left leg, and I'm just going to go down. I'm going to touch mid calf, and then back up, and then back down, back up, and back down. All right, go if you haven't. So again, back toe, it's just on the ground, just to help kind of balance, keep you stable. If you want, you can lift it just a little bit, but you're still moving. Be careful. I almost lost my balance. Good job. So slight bend in that knee, just so you feel it through the back of the leg. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Like I said, some of us don't have either the perfect balance or the perfect stability. Even I'll fall from time to time or waver a little bit. All right, so slight bend in the right leg, back toe on the ground, and go. So again, maintain a flat back and just bending from your hip. Good job. Good job. So still keeping that core tight. And again, feeling it through the back of the leg with the hamstrings. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. All right. So with the next one, grabbing dumbbells for this one. All right. So I'll tell you what we're doing first. So I want you to take, I'll show with my left heel. So my right leg will stay, or my right foot will stay on the ground. Both feet are pointing straight ahead. And with my dumbbells, I'm kind of doing something similar to what I did the first time. All right. Okay. All right. So left heel on the ground, slight bend in the right knee, keeping the back flat, and then back up when you go down. 3, 2, 1, go. So flat back, bending from the hip. My left heel is on the ground, and I'm feeling that pull, especially through the back of the leg with the heel that's on the floor. Excellent. And again, if you don't have dumbbells, you could still do this exercise and really feel it. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, so we're going to do now the right heel on the ground, and the left foot is going to stay on the floor, bending from the hip, and the slight bend and that left knee. And just be careful that you don't have your heel too far away from you, because then it starts to feel a little funny when you move through it. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. So again, now right heel is on the ground. Slight bend in the knee with the left leg, keeping both feet pointing in the same direction or going in the same direction, and keeping the back flat. Try not to lose your balance. Three, 2, 1. Excellent. Good job. All right. So the next one that we're going to do for the back of the leg is feet shoulder width apart. And I want you to turn them out just slightly. And we're going to do the deadlift. So flat back with the dumbbells, working the back of the legs. All right, get ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Good job. So again, bending from the hip, maintaining a flat back, keeping the core engaged. Keeping your head in line with your spine and being careful not to look down or where you're dropping your head below your heart, just so you don't get dizzy, which does happen from time to time, especially if you go from a bent position to standing up. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Good job. All right, so the last one that we're going to do is going to be on the floor for the back of the legs. And this one, your feet are going to be farther away from you. And you're going to grab one of your dumbbells and you're going to put it on the bend of your hip and pressing up and down with the hip. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So it's a hip press. If you had like a coffee table or a small step, by raising your feet higher than like the floor itself, you make that exercise a little more challenging to do. So if you try that, try it without the weight just to see how it feels. Good job. Keep squeezing, pushing the hip up, squeezing through the glutes. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, so let's get a drink of water. Just be careful when you stand up if you do. All right, so we're going to stay on the ground for these last exercises for this next round, which are going to be for the chest. We're going to grab our dumbbells. So let's grab the medium ones. So we're going to do a chest fly. So I'll angle myself so you can see what the arms look like. So bringing that slight bend in the arm and then bring it back up, back down. So it comes out to the side and you want to stop before your elbows hit the ground. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So squeezing through the chest at the top and then back down. If you have like a small coffee table, preferably one that is sturdy and supportive. You could always use a coffee table. Otherwise, if you have an exercise bench at home, you could totally use that just to feel the stretch a little better with the chest. But again, bringing your elbows by your side, squeeze at the top, and then back down. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. If you do use a bench or your coffee table, you would just bring it out to where you see your hands in your peripheral vision or your side vision, and then you bring it back up just so that you don't put your shoulder in jeopardy. All right, so the next one, so I'll still keep myself angled, but this time we're going chest press. So that 90-degree bend in the arm, and then push straight up, back down, back up, back down. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So our hands are facing the legs, 90 degrees or that L shape with my arms, pushing straight up. So imagine like you're doing well, what's almost like a push-up, but you're pushing a weight up. And so still feeling it through the chest. Great job. So the next exercise is going to be a little interesting, but it shouldn't be too bad. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So placing those dumbbells down. So for the next chest exercise, it's going to be you using your dumbbells like we just did, but your hands are actually going to be facing you instead of facing your legs. And so I've got my hands or my wrists are facing my face. And so then when I bring it down, I'm bringing my elbows down by my side, and then I'm pushing up, elbows down by my side with my arm at 90 and pushing up. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So keeping your hands completely wrapped or your fingers wrapped around your weight. Good job. A different kind of chest exercise. So feeling it through your chest. You might feel a little bit through the back of the arm, through the triceps, just because you're pushing. Good job, keep going. Again, elbows down by your side. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Good job. Shake out your arms after you've kind of put your weight down on the ground. We're almost there. Almost there. So the next one that you're going to do is, if you have a couch or a stability ball or something that works, I want you to lean up against your couch with your hip. So my hip is pulled slightly away from my couch, and my body is angled about 45 degrees. So I'm not necessarily straight up and down, but I'm not lying flat on the floor. And we're going to do an incline press like so. All right, so that same 90 degrees with the arms when they're bent, push straight up and down. Ready? Go. Great job, keeping the chest engaged, only going down to 90 degrees with the arms, back up, back down. Nice job. 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, so let's stand up. So we're going to do one more, and then we'll run through stretches really quick. All right, so using one dumbbell, preferably your medium one, just because this could be interesting. I want you to take your hands and I want you to take that weight and kind of sandwich it between your two hands, and with your arms at 90, elbows by your side, I want you to push away, back down, or back in, back out, and having your feet shoulder width apart and keeping the core tight. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. So squeeze between the chest, through the middle. When you push it straight out, keep going. Good job. Again, still bracing the core. This one becomes a little challenging, where sometimes you might find yourself starting to lean back. If that's the case, stagger your stance or put one foot slightly behind the other. So again, still sandwiching that weight between your hands, pushing straight out and squeezing between the chest. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, so let's get a drink of water and we'll stretch out. All right, so feet shoulder width apart, reaching over, just stretching out the muscles of the back. Other side. Excellent job. All right, so either using a wall if you can, but your hands are going to, or your hand is going to go up against the wall and it's horizontal or parallel to the floor. And I'm feeling the stretch through one side. If you don't have that option, you could always interlock your hands, place it behind your head and push your head back and feel the stretch through the chest that way. If you have your wall and you've done one side, let's switch and do the other. So again, holding my arm just parallel or horizontal to the floor and just feeling that chest stretch. All right, so now grab the top of your foot, and if you need to, you can hold on to something or raise the opposite hand. Find a spot about 3 feet in front of you and just look at that, and don't lose sight of that spot as you balance and feel that stretch if you want to work on that balance, but still feeling the stretch through the front of the leg. Do the other side. Excellent. All right, one last and final stretch is our hamstring stretch. So flat back, bending from the hip, slight bend in the knee, and just feeling a slight pull in the back of the leg. Hopefully not so much through the back of your knee. All right, great job, everyone. Okay, so for today's classes this afternoon, or around the noon time, we have low impact with Caitlin at 11:20, and then we have express abs at noon. All right, you guys have a great day.